What your brawler main says about you. Only 0% of you guys are actually subscribed, so subscribe. Yeah. Shelly. If you main Shelly, you're either entirely new to the game, or you just like simple characters. Now, that's what I would be saying, but most of you guys just wanted to abuse her when she was busted. Colt. If you main Colt, you like getting things done the old-fashioned way. You're the kind of guy to cut to the chase, no fancy gimmick or anything, just pure skill. Poco. If you main Poco, you fit into two types of Poco main categories. The ones who just want to be helpful to their teammates, healing them and supporting them, and the ones who think they're going to be the next Doomslayer of Brawl Stars. Nita. If you play Nita outside of Heist, you're pretty much better than the majority of Nita players, because every Nita player only plays Heist. Brock. If you're maining Brock, you're maining him because hitting with him barely matters. Let's be honest. Barley. If you happen to main Barley, you're definitely putting some work into playing the character, because he's so bad in the meta right now. You're more hardworking than the mappa animators, more hardworking than the Chinese kids in the sweatshops. Honestly, respect. Bull. If you main Bull, you aren't the next Pika, and no one will be able to comprehend that dying every time and getting a kill is a legitimate strategy. El Primo. You're one of the founding fathers of GigaChat players in Brawl Stars. You might have a horrible KD, but the plays you make probably win games. Or you're just a filthy teamer in Showdown. Dynamite. If you main Dynamite, you're definitely running that one gadget and that one star power and then abuse his hypercharge and pretend your character isn't busted. Or you just use Dynajump and try to pretend it's the better one. It's not. Tick. If you main Tick, you aren't even human. 8-bit. If you main 8-bit, you're a very patient guy. Your aim and tracking is one of the best in the game, and you're generally a chill dude. Rico. If you main Rico, you just love bouncy balls. Daryl. If you main Daryl, you definitely remember the glory days of his beta and his very OP steel hoof star power, and remember when he was actually a viable pick. You missed the good old days basically. Gus. If you main Gus now, I'm not really sure why you play him, but you do miss when he used to be meta, and you only really played him when he was meta. Carl. If you main Carl, you aren't him, bro. Penny. For the 3 Penny mains in the world, she isn't good anymore. You're running out of copium to think so. Just stop. Move on. Jessie. If you main Jessie, you just love being annoying to everyone around you, just like how the character plays. Jackie. If you main Jackie, you have to be a maximum age of 10 years old, but you may also resonate with her because she has a potty mouth. Angelo. If you main Angelo, you're just abusing him because he's OP right now. Let's be honest, you don't really like the character's personality or anything. Larry and Lori. You used to play them a lot when they were busted, but the few Larry and Lori mains that do exist now only really play them because of their personalities. Pearl. If you main Pearl, you're definitely a very simple fella with a really simple life, but your simplicity gets so boring to the point where it reflects on your personal gameplay playstyles, and that's why your main is boring too. Bo. You get a massive dopamine hit whenever someone is stunned by your mines, but that's the only source of happiness you get in your life. Ems. You just love puffing people with gas and completely denying any bit of freedom they have, both in the game and in real life. Stu. If you main Stu, you are him, bro. Piper. If you main Piper, I just know you have some imaginary anime montage music in the back of your head while you're landing those shots, and you know you're invincible because Supercell for some reason isn't gonna nerf your brawler. Pam. If you main Pam, you probably have some mommy issues. Frank. If you main Frank, I don't think you really exist, because I haven't seen a single Frank main ever, and I bet after I said this 50 Frank mains are just gonna come out and say, we disagree. And same goes for Gale. I haven't seen a single person who mains these brawlers. Bonnie. If you main Bonnie, you just love jumping onto people and throwing all those balls into them, and I bet you jumped in the air when you heard Spen LC say he's meta again. Colette. If you main Colette, you're a gooner. Belle. You got bored of playing Piper and decided to pick her up and then realized that she's actually really good. You also love women with white hair. Ash. You just love being the snowball that builds up and causes havoc. You're the catalyst to your team to winning, and you just love the feeling of being the main character. Lola. If you main Lola, you just love seeing big numbers pop up and the enemy health just cripple down. Sam. You Sam mains are the real life representation of the Sisyphus meme, because your character is so bad, every match just feels like you're pushing a boulder up a hill. Mandy. You like playing her because Her range when you stand just shooting people down from the other side of the world is a thrill of your life. Maisie, you remember the good old days when she could just get her super with 3 hits, and when they changed it from 3 to 4, you dropped her immediately. Hank, if you main Hank, you definitely use a lot of r/Brawl Stars. A little bit too much. You're part of the hive mind that relentlessly thinks Hank is goated and needs buffs, which he does, but he also probably stink, could he use Reddit. Edgar, if you main Edgar, you should kill
for legal reasons, that's a joke.
Grom. You are most likely Russian, and you're an artist. Because every Grom main I have seen is, for some reason, Russian, and an artist. Griff.
If you main Griff, you just like money.
Nani. If you main Nani, let's be honest, you and I both know your character is stupidly broken, and landing shots with her takes like 0 skill. BB. If you main BB, you probably know how to use every single one of her combos, and you probably also mess up with the knockback effect she has. Willow. You guys are crying over the fact that your main is gonna be in other thrower shadows forever. Byron. If you main Byron, you main him because he's just a good healer, a good damage dealer, and most importantly, he's a good pocket healer, which is a good healer. You just like a character that is reliable. Chuck. If you main Chuck, I guess you like trains? Mortis. You watch way too many trick shot one touches. You're probably a win. You probably suck with the character too. Buddy, you ain't crying, man. Grow up. But for the 2% of Mortis mains who are good, I have full respect for you. You guys are awesome. Miko. There aren't many of you out there, but you probably really love monkeys. Charlie. You love women, but you're not at a gooner level like the Colette mains. Doug. You love wieners. Janet. Let's be honest, you're probably also a gooner, and you probably don't even play the character, because she's literally bottom tier. Buster. If you main Buster, you're probably a movie geek, and you just love the movie references that he makes. Tara. Definitely hold your super for too long. Like dog, it ain't that deep, just use it. Jean. If you main Jean, you're probably the favorite child of your family, and apparently your main is also the favorite child of the Supercell balance team. You can be very sweaty and a good team player. Mr. P. You just love seeing the enemy get pissed over the amount of porters you deploy. You're a nuisance to the game and to those around you. Eve. You hate Mortis players especially, and any other character that has a similar playstyle to him. Ruffs. Just like Frank main and Gale mains, you guys don't exist. Gray. You're an absolute god at dodging shots, bro. Squeak. You just like being annoying to everyone. Otis. You just like bullying assassins. RT. I feel like you guys don't realize the amount of value you put to everyone in the game and to everyone around you. Lou. You have a hate agenda against tanks. Buzz. You just want to get straight into the action. You think you're so amazing with that hypercharge, but in fact, you're not even spectacular. You're ass. Melody. Probably really like toxic and egotistical woman, or you just like a good assassin, or both. Whatever floats your boat. Fang. If you main Fang, you're just Edgar plays with extra steps. Sprout. I don't think I've seen a single Sprout main until the Hypercharge update came out. You guys aren't real. Spike. You guys are so boring. Crow. You guys are like the #1 hater for everything and anything. Leon. You love making game-changing plays and are still surprised by how Supercell hasn't nerfed your character to the ground. Sandy. You just want to sit back and relax, because doing anything with this brawler is stupidly easy. Amber. Auto-aim. Meg. Why do you choose to play this brawler? Surge. 2 types of Surge mains out there. Ones who do nothing, and ones who are the living embodiment of Optimus Prime. Cordelius. You just love abusing the meta, and are a meta cocksucker. Chester. If you main Chester, you love gambling. Kit. You love cats.